All right, so a lot of people have asked me to make this video for quite some time. So I figured I finally got a little bit of time and I decided, you know what, let's go ahead and make this video on how to actually use a 3D printer. So specifically, before you get this all started, obviously you need a 3D printer. And for me, I like to use a company called Snapmaker. So you could go directly to their webpage, snapmaker.com. They sell quite a bit of different types of products. Specifically, we're going to talk about this one in this video, which is the one that I have, is the J1s model. And so for this particular printer, this is exactly what we're going to be talking about and utilizing in this video. And once you've purchased the printer and you've assembled it and you've put it all together, you've put it on your Wi-Fi network, now you're ready to start printing and get ready to go. But before you do that, you need the software program that's actually going to slice the STL file that you have. And by slicing, they use a slicer program, and every 3D printer will have their own specific one. So for Snapmaker, you would just go directly up here to their software. They use one called Lubin. You would click right on Lubin, download their current software. And once you have it downloaded, you would then just open them up, and this is exactly what it would look like. And we would click on the 3D printer, and once we click on the 3D printer, it's going to open up the one that you have connected. So I have the J1 connected right now, and this is the workspace that we have. Now there's two ways that you can grab an STL file. Either you're going to create one and save it through a CAD modeling program, or you could go online to different types of programs out there like thingiverse.com. So you could see me typing it in right there. And it's an open forum where a lot of people will create these CAD models and then give you the ability to download them for free. So as this opens up, you can see there's all kinds of different ones that are available out there. You could come in here and just type in any one you want, like I'm looking for a cookie cutter to make cookies for the holidays. You just search it real quick. Tons of ones out there. You open it up, you save the file. For me, we're going to talk about one that I created, and I use a program on my iPad called Shaper 3D. So I created this particular one over here that's saved as front 3. So I'll open it up real quick. You can kind of see what that looks like. And it took me some time to model this and get all the correct measurements and get exactly how I wanted to look. But this is what we're going to print. So once you have your 3D printer, it's turned on, it's ready to go. You want to have your STL file, it's already saved. What we need to do is put it into the 3D printer. So we're going to open up the file. We're going to grab that file that I saved from previous. Now, because it doesn't fit here, I want to auto-rotate this around. I don't want to change the scale of it because I want the size that I injected in here. So we're just going to close this out. We'll close this real quick. And we're going to rotate it through the Z-axis by 90 degrees. So I rotate it. And you can see now that it highlighted from red to white, which means it's in the printable allowable area. So I rotate around, and because there's some open space here, I would have to add auto supports, and I really don't want to do that for this print. So what I'm going to do is go to the Y axis and rotate it 180 degrees. And you'll see now that it flipped it 180 degrees over. And I still have to do some auto supports on these corners that are kind of rounded right here. So I'll come over here, and before I do this, I want to make sure that everything is good within the software program, and I'm going to hit this repair model. It takes a few seconds, it repairs it. Then I'm going to generate the auto support, and you can see there's this little blue band, which is where all the auto supports are going to be on some of those words as well. And once I'm there, I can then close this out and come over here to make sure all of my stuff is set up. So I know I want to print off my left extruder on the printer. There's two of them on this one. So I'm going to use the left side. I'm going to look for a smooth surface. I'm going to use a fine layer height, and I've already preset this all up. as a default for me. I'm going to use a fast speed because there's not a whole lot of curvature or change in scope of this. It's pretty straight lines, pretty boxy, so fast is going to work here. I want a strong model structure, and of course I'm going to use just a skirt adhesion. You can see how it highlights and tells you what each one is. So based off whatever you're printing, select the correct one. It's just a normal support, and now we want to take this STL file and we need to generate what's called a G code. So the system will do this automatically for you. You're going to generate it here. It could take anywhere from a few seconds to a few minutes, depending on the intricacies of your actual design. But this one looks like it's going pretty quickly. So it's going to show us exactly how the printer is going to work in the entire pathway that it's going to print here in about 2 seconds as it comes up. And there it is. So now we have the system of how it's going to print. And from here, we want to now send it to the printer. So my printer is already on. We're going to export it to the workspace. If you don't have your printer on and you want to save it to like a USB file, you can save it that way. But you can see right here, it's going to show the pathway. I can look at all the different ways it's going to print. I'm just going to close this box out. My printer is already ready to go, so we're going to connect it right now. Now that it's connected, I can either send it to the device or I'm going to start it, and that's exactly what we're going to do here. So we're going to click the start to the actual 3D printer. Now the 3D printer over here is going to start changing. You'll see the target temperatures are going to adjust. We should see the left nozzle temp be about 215 degrees. We should see the heated bed temp about 65 degrees, which is where I have it preset for all of my 3D prints. So there it goes. There's the target. And now you'll start to see these start to change and heat up. And once they heat up, it's going to start printing. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go out to the printer and actually look at how that starts to set up itself. And we're going to watch this whole print go all the way through and then talk about it towards the end. All right, so I walked out to my shop where my printer's at. So it's on, it's warming up. We can see that the left nozzle temp is already there waiting. The heated bed temp is almost there. We're pretty close. I was a little off on my time. It's 9 hours. I thought it was going to be between 7 and 8, but it is at 9. So as we open this up, you can see it's almost ready to go. I usually will dry my filaments out with the Snapmaker Polymaker. Usually I will dry this down to somewhere between 36 to 41%, but I just threw these in real quick. That's the machine that helps dry it down for it. And I actually get great printing results since I've switched to this. So if you are buying it, definitely invest in the money in these. It is worth it and saves you a lot of wasted bad prints and just stuff that clogs up a lot. So here we go. Looks like it's almost there. Should be sending the code, ready to go. There it goes. And it starts to print. So we have exactly 9 hours and 7 minutes on this print time until this is fully completed. So we'll come back periodically and just show a few, 30 seconds here and there just to show what it looks like all the way until completion. So let's go ahead and jump to probably about an hour or two ahead and see what it looks like from then. And we'll just keep doing that periodically until we finish, like I said. So let's jump and here we go.